Even from where you sit, I mean, you have taken up an active role in elections since 2001, but conspicuously missing in the 2021 election. And perhaps many have questioned the reason why we did not see you participate in an extremely, active role, rather just taking a back seat. Are you tired of fighting for Ugandans? Just tell us, have you given up?
Absolutely not. And I have no intention of doing so. However, you see, elections, indeed, as you've said, I participated in the elections in 2001, I participated in elections in 2006. In 2006, I was nominated from the maximum security prison and remained incarcerated until a few weeks to voting. I participated in 2011, and after the 2011 elections, I personally came to the conclusion that elections in and of themselves cannot solve the problem we have at hand, where there is complete state capture of the institutions of state. So we must, what is needed in our country now is not political contestation of at elections. It's a liberation struggle to free our state institutions, to free the country from capture by force that has gone on. And once that freeing has happened, once we have regained control and influence in the country as the people of Uganda, then we organize a transition to a democratic dispensation, pretty much in the same way actually that Kenya did when they had a constitutional conference, having regained influence in the country to make constitutional changes that would engender the democratic dispensation that Kenya enjoys today.
But that still happened through the ballot. If not through the ballot,
No. There was a very tough struggle, unless you were not following what was happening here. There was a tough struggle to force the end of the one-party rule. The one-party rule was not ended by a ballot. It was a struggle on the streets of Kenya, in different places. Many people were incarcerated in jails in Kenya for years, and many died, as a result of that struggle. Right. Until, indeed, as a combination of that pressure, domestic pressure and international pressure, which in our case is still lacking, that forced the administration of Moi to say, you will now have an end to your term.
Correct, and that happened in Kenya.
And you will not be on the ballot.
Right.
And we must struggle to create that situation in Uganda. Now, Uganda is a slightly different potato because...
And I was coming to that. I mean, we saw that in Kenya,
yes,
but in Uganda, we are not seeing that popular uprising from there.
No, there is, and has been going on. You see, you don't see...
At what stage are we?
Oh, at a very advanced stage, I must say. And this is why, some people actually don't... Some people think that when there is quiet, that there is peace. Absolutely not. Peace is not just the absence of riots and guns and so on. No. Peace is the presence of justice. Justice and peace are two sides of the same coin. And where we are now, the kind of injustice that reigns in our country and terror, which I was describing just now, of people being abducted and terrorized and tortured all left and right, is an indication of the palpable discontent that and resistance that is going on in the country. And so what we are trying to do, including through what we are doing here in this conference, we are not just talking to the outside, but we are also talking amongst ourselves on how to organize ourselves better, to challenge, to resist the capture of our country and the abuse that we face ahead of the 2026 election, which is the next electoral cycle, because we don't believe that 2026 will cause any change in and of itself. We must cause the changes, the fundamental political changes ahead of any election, restructure the institutions pretty much in the same way Kenyans restructured the judiciary, restructured the security institutions, restructured the power distribution in the country, like you have now decentralized power in the different parts of Kenya and so on. These were fundamental political changes that were engendered through struggle. And that is where we are approaching. I think we are really at a critical watershed moment in Uganda, and you should watch the space going forward.